Hi, everyone. Welcome back to English Speak. Learn to speak English. I'm Lauren, and I'm thrilled you're joining us today.
And I'm Ethan. We're excited to have you here for another episode designed specifically for intermediate English learners.
This podcast helps you improve your listening skills and expand your vocabulary through natural, everyday conversations. We speak at a normal pace, but we also explain new words and phrases as we go.
Exactly. And today's topic is something we all do regularly: grocery shopping. We're going to discuss shopping routines, store preferences, food choices, and money-saving strategies.
By the end of this episode, you'll have learned tons of practical vocabulary that you can use the next time you go shopping. Plus, you'll hear how Ethan and I have completely different approaches to buying groceries.
We really do. It's gonna be interesting, so grab a comfortable seat, maybe a cup of tea, and let's dive into our grocery shopping conversation.
Let's start with our shopping routines. Ethan, when do you typically go grocery shopping?
I'm very predictable. Every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. sharp. I like to get there early when the store's less crowded and all the fresh items have just been restocked.
That's smart planning. I'm quite different. I usually go twice a week, Wednesday evenings after work and Sunday afternoons.
Twice a week? Why do you split it up like that?
Well, on Wednesday, I focus on fresh produce, that's fruits and vegetables, because I want them to be really crisp and fresh for the week. Then on Sunday, I buy everything else, like pantry items, cleaning supplies, and frozen foods.
Interesting approach. Do you always make a shopping list before you go?
Always. I'm extremely organized about it. I write everything down and group items by sections of the store. So all dairy products are listed together, all the produce items are grouped together, and so on.
Wow, that's very detailed.
It saves me so much time. I don't have to walk back and forth between different aisles. An aisle, by the way, is one of those long passages between the rows of shelves in a grocery store.
I make lists too, but mine are much simpler. I just jot down items as I think of them. Sometimes I even forget my list at home and have to rely on my memory, which doesn't always work out well.
Oh no. Do you prefer to shop alone or with family members?
Definitely alone. I find I'm much more focused and efficient when I shop by myself. When I bring my kids, it takes twice as long, and we end up buying snacks and treats we don't really need.
I can totally understand that.
What about you? Do you shop along?
Usually, yes, but sometimes my husband comes with me, and he's actually helpful. He's good at remembering items I might have forgotten, and he helps carry the heavy bags.
That's nice. Do you use a grocery cart or just a basket?
It depends on how much I'm buying. For my big Sunday shopping trip, I always use a grocery cart. That's the large wheeled container you push around the store. But on Wednesdays, when I'm just getting produce, I use a basket, the smaller container you carry by hand.
Smart choice. I always use a cart since I buy everything in one trip. Although, have you noticed how grocery carts always seem to have a mind of their own? There's always one wheel that refuses to roll straight.
Oh my goodness, yes! It's like you're wrestling with the cart the entire time. And then you get to the checkout. That's where you pay for your groceries. And you're exhausted from fighting with a wobbly cart.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about store preferences. This is where Lauren and I are completely different. I'm all about discount stores like Walmart, Aldi, and Costco.
And I prefer upscale grocery stores like Whole Foods, Fresh Market, or Kroger. We're total opposites.
For me, it's all about the prices. I can get the same basic products for significantly less money at discount stores. A gallon of milk is a gallon of milk, regardless of where you buy it.
I understand that logic, but for me, it's about the overall shopping experience. The upscale stores have wider aisles, better lighting, pleasant background music, and everything feels clean and organized.
That's fair. The atmosphere is definitely nicer.
Plus, I think the quality is often better. The produce section tends to have fresher fruits and vegetables, and there's usually more variety and selection.
I'll give you that point. The selection is typically better. And one thing I do love about both types of stores is the international food sections.
Oh, yes. I love browsing those sections. You can find ingredients from all over the world: Asian sauces, Mexican spices, European chocolates, Middle Eastern grains.
It's perfect for people living away from their home countries. They can find familiar foods and ingredients that remind them of home.
Absolutely. Now, there's one store we both agree on: Costco. Do you shop there, Ethan?
Oh, definitely. Costco is fantastic for buying in bulk. That means purchasing large quantities of items at once. The unit prices are amazing when you do the math.
Yes, I love getting their enormous containers of Greek yogurt or their 36 roll packages of toilet paper. It's so economical, especially for families.
The only challenge is storage space. I once bought a massive bag of quinoa that took me 8 months to finish. I was eating quinoa salad every week.
I've made that mistake too. Speaking of choices, let's discuss store brands versus name brands. Do you typically choose the store's own brand or the famous national brands?
I almost always go with store brands. A store brand is a product made exclusively for that particular store chain, and it's typically 20 to 40% cheaper than name brands.
I'm more selective about that. For basic items like pasta, rice, or canned vegetables, I'll buy the store brand. But for things like chocolate, coffee, or ice cream, I prefer name brands because I can really taste the difference in quality.
That makes sense. Quality can definitely vary by product category.
Now let's move into food choices. Ethan, do you buy organic foods?
Occasionally, but not regularly. Organic means the food is grown without synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or chemical fertilizers. It's definitely better for the environment, but the price difference is substantial.
I buy organic for certain items, especially the Dirty Dozen. That's a list of fruits and vegetables that typically have the highest pesticide residues. Things like strawberries, spinach, and apples. But I don't buy organic for everything because of the cost.
That's a smart compromise. What about fresh versus frozen foods?
I prefer fresh produce when possible, but I always keep frozen vegetables as backup. Fresh tastes better to me, but frozen is incredibly convenient and lasts much longer.
I actually buy a lot of frozen vegetables. They're picked and frozen at peak ripeness, so nutritionally they're often just as good as fresh. Plus, there's no waste. I don't feel guilty when fresh broccoli goes bad in my refrigerator.
That's an excellent point about waste. One thing we should both mention is checking expiration dates. The expiration date tells you when food might become unsafe to eat, while the best before date indicates when quality starts to decline, but the food is still safe.
Yes, I always check those dates, especially for dairy products and meat. There's nothing worse than getting home and discovering your milk expires tomorrow.
Do you shop seasonally? I mean, do you adjust your purchases based on what fruits and vegetables are in season?
I try to, mainly for financial reasons. Seasonal produce is typically much cheaper. In summer, I buy tons of berries and stone fruits. In fall, I focus on apples and pumpkins. Winter is all about citrus fruits and root vegetables.
And seasonal produce tastes so much better too. A tomato in August from a local farm tastes completely different from a tomato in January that's been shipped from far away.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk about budgeting and money-saving tips. This is where I get really strategic.
I should learn from you. What are your best strategies?
First, I always look for sales. That's when stores temporarily reduce prices on certain items. I plan my meals around what's on sale that week. Second, I use coupons whenever possible. A coupon is a voucher that gives you a discount on specific products.
Those are great strategies. I should be more organized with coupons.
I use store loyalty apps that send me digital coupons directly to my phone. It's much easier than carrying paper coupons. I also always compare unit prices. That's the price per ounce or per pound, rather than just looking at the total package price.
That's brilliant. My biggest challenge is impulse buying. That's when you purchase something without planning to, just because it looks appealing or it's strategically placed near the checkout.
Oh, impulse buying gets everyone. The stores are specifically designed to encourage it. That's why they put candy, gum, and magazines right at the checkout lines where you're waiting.
Exactly. And they place the most expensive items at eye level, while the better deals are often on the top or bottom shelves. I've learned to look up and down, not just straight ahead.
That's an excellent tip. Before we finish, let's do a quick vocabulary review of all the terms we've covered today.
Great idea. Let's start with the basics. Aisle, the long passages between store shelves. Checkout, where you pay for your groceries. Grocery cart, the large wheeled container. And basket, the smaller hand-carried container.
Fresh produce, fruits and vegetables. Bulk, buying large quantities. Store brand, the store's own product line. Name brand, famous national brands.
Organic, grown without synthetic chemicals. Expiration date, when food becomes unsafe. Best before date, when quality starts declining. Sale, temporary price reduction.
Coupon, discount voucher. Impulse buying, unplanned purchases. And unit price, cost per ounce or pound.
Wow, that's a lot of useful vocabulary for grocery shopping. Before we say goodbye, let me give you some practical study tips for using what you've learned today.
Yes! First, listen to this episode again and write down any new words or phrases. Don't worry if you don't catch everything the first time. That's completely normal.
Second, practice using this vocabulary in your daily life. Next time you go grocery shopping, try to use these English words and phrases even if you're shopping in a non-English speaking country.
Third, try making your own grocery list in English. It's a simple but effective way to practice writing and remembering new vocabulary.
And finally, practice describing your own shopping habits using the vocabulary from today. Are you more like me or more like Ethan in your approach to grocery shopping?
That's a wrap for today's episode of English Speak. Learn to speak English. Thank you so much for joining us on this grocery shopping adventure.
We hope you learned some valuable vocabulary and enjoyed hearing about our different shopping styles. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to shop for groceries. Everyone has their own preferences.
Keep practicing your English. Keep listening to natural conversations, and we'll see you in the next episode. Happy shopping, everyone.
Bye for now.